Welcome to the Hollywood Scholar. I'm Jed Morgan. This week at the box office has been a very interesting one, with films like Death on the Nile, Moonfall, and Jackass Forever rising to prominence, though Spider-Man is still holding its own. We got this article here from IGN just kind of breaking down what the box office looks like for this weekend, which has some very interesting things to look at. So yeah, IGN Death on the Nile cruises to a weekend domestic box office victory with 12.8 million. And that's lower than I would have hoped for a film like this. I mean, with how low the box office has been in general, it's good, but for what this film needed after being in the can for so many years, it may signal a potential loss in the long run. But the word of mouth may be enough to carry this film through, but we'll have to wait and see on that. Death on the Nile has secured victory at the domestic weekend box office by earning 12.8 million in ticket sales. As reported by Variety, Death on the Nile, which is Kenneth Branagh's follow-up to 2017's Murder on the Orient Express, yada yada yada, brought in an extra 20.7 million overseas for a global total of 33.5 million. Okay, it's better than Murder on the Express, and they made a shit ton of money on that one, so maybe I was wrong. Well, it may turn out all right for this film. I enjoyed it. I have a full review up on my channel if you're interested, which I will link above in the posted video. But yeah, I had some definite issues with it that I broke down in that video. But Murder on the Orient Express opened to 28.7 million in ticket sales and earned 352 million globally during its run. So yeah, they're already well above that, which is actually impressive. Sequels don't always do better unless it's a big IP or a big franchise. So in our Death of the Nile review, yeah, I don't care what they had to say about that. Jackass Forever took second place this weekend with 8.05 million domestically. It saw 65% from its opening weekend and earned 37.4 million so far in North America. Globally, it's sitting at 47.4 million. Now, that 67% drop isn't great for most films, and that doesn't seem like a whole lot, the 37 million. But when you realize how much money the Jackass films actually cost to make, it's significantly less than the normal Hollywood budgets. So 47 million could be pretty decent for it. I don't know what the budget was on this one, but for a Jackass film, they're going to make money. I can almost guarantee it. The Jennifer Lopez and Owen Wilson led Marry Me took third place with 8 million. Yeah, I heard that was just super weird. Super weird. Unlike Death and Nile, which is only in theaters, Marry Me is also available on Peacock. Okay, I didn't know that. Spider-Man No Way Home added another 7.1 million to its domestic total and placed fourth over the weekend. It currently only about 1.5 million away from passing Avatar 760.5 million to take the third highest grossing domestic release of all time. Globally, Spider-Man No Way Home is at 1.8 billion, remains sixth of all time list, which is still massively impressive. Anyone who's still saying, "Oh, I'm a pandemic, that's why my movie didn't do well." No, Spider-Man and other films like it have proved that people aren't afraid to go to the theater. They're just out of the habit, so they're not going to force themselves to go to the theater to see movies that they're not interested in or they believe are shit. So I think this may signal a draining of the swamp per se when it comes to Hollywood, or could potentially lead to that. Who knows if they'll actually learn from their mistakes. But there's always the possibility of that. And this would be definitely a good way to make that happen, is films like Spider-Man that are woke-free, agenda-free, blowing it out of the park and just making shit tons of money, where everything else that is woke, like the 355, crashing and burning in spectacular fashion. So just some great stuff to see. Rounding out the top five was Liam Neeson's action thriller Blacklight, which earned 3.6 million in its debut. Yeah, I haven't heard great things about Blacklight, more that it's generic action film necessarily than it's bad per se. But I have enjoyed a lot of Liam Neeson's work in the past, his action thrillers. They seem to be fun, so I may eventually check it out, but I don't have any soon plans to do so. These films were all competing over Super Bowl weekend, and the big game saw exciting new trailers include, So Super Bowl weekend, there's a few weekends that are just difficult for films in general throughout the year, and Super Bowl weekend is definitely one, because that Sunday viewing total gets hit heavily when it comes to ticket sales, because everyone's watching the Super Bowl, or a lot of people are. I did not partake this year. I haven't even heard who won yet. But yeah, some interesting numbers there, and actually several good films that I enjoyed. I watched Jackass Forever, thought it was good. It was the only one of the series that I'd ever seen. Death on the Nile I enjoyed, but didn't think it was very good from an objective standpoint. And Moonfall I thought was the stupidest fucking thing I've ever seen, but I did enjoy it. So it's an interesting weekend. A lot of non-woke films that have other story related issues. So like I'm not going to sit here and say go watch the movie because it's not woke. No, film in and of itself needs to be good, but Death on the Nile is good enough, let's say, to be worth going to see. And we have to say it like we see it. And hopefully Hollywood will learn from this era of the box office with all the issues and successes of the era to hopefully bring us more consistently good stories. Well, that's all I have for today. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. Anon. If you like what I do here and want to see good, compelling stories that Hollywood will no longer give you, check out my book series, Odyssey of a Phoenix, a mythological epic about philosophy, morality, and modern-day mental illness issues. Books 1, Down in Flames, and Book 2, Apocalypse Then, currently on sale. Book 3, Kill the Dark, coming soon.